Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Nettie. I'm coming on just a couple minutes early just to get us settled in and say hi to everybody. And this is a postcard Mary sent me. It arrived, and it's got her pretty little fluttery fairy stamp that she did. So put that down there. Let's let the room fill up. So I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm actually getting a little sunshine. I'm hoping it'll hang around for a while and not slip off. I'm so sick of rain. It's unbelievable. If this is your first time here, we're doing a summer journal project, and we are on our 4th spread. We do a 2-page spread each week. And we're going to work on a couple things. But while we're waiting, I thought I'd just paint my backgrounds. I just want to make sure I had shared Mary's postcard. That's the only Happy Mail I have to share for today. So I'm just going to color my background, and I'm just going to use a little blue, and this seems to be my theme for backgrounds is blues, but I think this time I'll add a little yellow, so I might end up with some greens here. There's not a lot of paint left in this one. And I'm in a different location. I'm over on my table because I was lazy and I didn't want to move everything from where I had it yesterday. So y'all are on the dining room table, and I'm hoping I don't make a mess on it. And I'm just going to spread this with a palette knife. It just looks like I'm getting a lot of green. That's all right. So if you've got your backgrounds, today we're going to make a quick stencil out of a recycled piece of packaging. I'm using the lid off oatmeal, so I can make a round stencil. And I'm not going to do a watercolor ATC this week. I'm going to do acrylic paint watercolor for my background. And I'm not liking this background much. And I don't have my heat gun over here, so we're going to roll with it. Hi, Cheryl. And Sherry. Anybody else? Nettie? I said hi to Nettie already. I think I said hi to Cheryl already too, but that's all right. I just want to get some color on this. You know, most of this gets covered up anyway. So get some color on your background. And we'll go from there. I'm hoping I'm not getting it on my previous page, which I am a little bit. Whoops. All right. And a cat hair. Oh, well, that's par for the course around here, right? All right, I'm going to stand these up over here. I've probably got some of this blue on my page from last week, but we're going to go with it. There we go. And then I'll just spread this out to dry. We'll see who all else has come in. Hi, Sharon Lombard. Hi, Brittany.
I was going to say something, but you were saying hi to your friend, so I won't say.
Okay. Did you need me for something?
No, I just wanted to tell you I'm excited because I got a job interview Monday.
Awesome. That's great. I hope you have a good night tonight.
I'm going to try to. No gym tonight.
Woohoo.
Because I overdid it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Just got pain right here.
You need to take a day off to let your muscles repair. Tippy, don't start anything. Okay. I guess I could have my backgrounds painted before I came on, but whatever. Hi, Mary Hill. Welcome. We're so glad to see you. I was cleaning my stencils, last week, and the stencil slipped, and the corner of the stencil cut a place right in my cuticle. The whole side of my finger hurts. So bear with me. I'm moving a little weird because I do not want to bump the side of my finger because it hurts like a what. So yeah. Hi, JL. How are you? Yeah, I'm afraid it got paint inside, and that's never good. So the next thing we're going to do, because I want to kind of go through here, for anybody that's not been here for the journals, we've done these now. This is the fourth week. I do have a playlist called Summer 2021 Art Journals, and there's episodes 1 through 4. This will be added after, I sign off. I'll add it to the playlist, and I'll put the playlist on Fibsville, which is the group that Violet and Janet Balms have going for Mary. It's basically Mary's group, but they do all the work behind the scenes. But I'll put the playlist there if somebody wants to start from the beginning and make a little journal. We're using recycled cardboard. We're using recycled packaging. And that's what we're doing today. This is the lid from the oatmeal. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut this outer ring off. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it won't work as a stencil until I get this cut off. So I'm just using some Harbor Freight cheapy scissors. If you have the coupon, sometimes you can get the scissors for free. That's where these came from, I'm pretty sure. So I'll just cut this off. And this is going to be a really simple stencil. It'll be just to add a little bit of background to maybe ATCs or a portion of a page or whatever. And I thought how fun it could be if we did like a confetti stencil. So I've got that. This will go in the recycling bin. So it'll still get recycled, but it'll be recycled by someone else. What I have is all these handheld punches. So I got a square. And then this one's like a little flower and a star, heart, and a circle. Now I could get my other circle too, but I thought the bigger one would be good. You're fine, Ian. You're fine. All I've done so far is talked about what we are going to get going and shared my postcard from Mary. And now we're working on a stencil from recycled packaging. This is the lid off oatmeal. And I'm just going to use my handheld punches and just punch some holes in them and see it works pretty good. And just randomly punch and go around and punch. And it'll only go in, as far as the throat on the punch. So I think that's enough circles. Well, let's do maybe one more over here. And then have a different one. You just don't want to get them too close together. Hi, Carol. Now, I've had a Carol do a friend request to me on Facebook, and I'm not sure who it is. That's why I hadn't answered. I've been getting some friend requests, but some of them are from people I'm already friends with, so I don't click those through because those usually are somebody that's, trying to get information like contact. Leaving.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good day.
All right.
Have fun playing with your little friends.
I will. You have fun working. He's like, now that was harsh, Mom. Love you, bud. And I'm just randomly going around and turn it different directions so that it'll look like the confetti is falling in different directions. And I'm just using these handhelds, but you could use the other ones. It's just you won't be able to get as much design in the space you have to work with. Put some stars in here. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Ruth. Ruth's here. Hi, Ruth. Yesterday, I had a little craft and chat in my little group on Facebook because I've started sewing again, and I've started a top. And of course, why not? The first thing I make in clothing, why not do something I've never done and sew with knit? And so far, so good. It's actually coming out pretty good. And see, I've gotten in too close, so I'm kind of marring up the edges, but I think it'll still work. And I just thought I'd do some random punches. Sally, he's gone to work, honey. Oh, the flower one does not like it. So just FYI, some of them don't want to release very well. That doesn't sound good. Sounds like Greg's got a belt slipping. All right, there he goes. He has no air conditioning, so I'm so glad he doesn't have far to go to work because it's hot. So I'm just making like a little confetti round circle of different shapes. And then I'll do my last one, which is a square, and then we'll test it out on my drop paper. Oh, you know what? I forgot to get sponges out. Just finished your sister's. Mary's here. Hi, Mary. We were watching Lori Paint Girly, earlier. She was painting on gourds. And it was really turning out quite pretty. So let me go back to the friend requests on Facebook. I'd love to just click them through, but I'm not that trusting when it comes to people connecting with me on Facebook. So if you are trying to friend request me, and I do know you from chats, if you could PM me, like your screen name in here, then I could okay you. I need some way to verify who's trying to connect with me. Because there's just too many, weird happenings. All right, so see, we made our own little confetti stencil, used our punches, and if you feel this, you can tell this was where the punch went down through, and on the back, when you rub your finger across it, you can feel, it feels different. So this is the side that you punch down through that you'd want to put the paint or ink down this way. Greg forgot something. There he goes again. Off in his little toaster. That's what I call his little scion. He's 6'3". He gets in and out of that little scion. It's so funny. All right. Ouch. I am going to use some orange today because I've got orange in my magazine pictures. And I think it would look good with the color I put down here already. So let's just put these out. I got you, Mary. No, don't worry about the oopsies and stuff from the phone or whatever. I figure it out. So let's see if this will work. Make our own little stencil. And these little stencils like this, you could pop in a travel bag. If you were traveling somewhere and you wanted to have a little bit of art supplies, these are flat. They wouldn't take up much room. They're easy to make. You're recycling packaging. All right, let's see what we get. Y'all, can you see the little like confetti? Almost needed a darker color, but I think you can see it. Hi, Violet. So let's see if we can add some of this to our pages. See, I got a little bit of that blue got on my other side. Let me see here. So I threw some paint on my pages just to have something in there. I'm just going to use this in like 3 places and have it go off the edge of the page. I really do think I'd like a darker orange to brighten it up. And I was saying earlier, we're not going to do a watercolor. We're going to do a mini acrylic painting this week. How about cadmium orange? That would be easier to see. And if we wanted to, we could take some of the lighter orange and go back over it. This one you guys will be able to see. Remember to tap off a good bit of the paint so that you have just a little bit of paint on there. Because if you get too much, it'll ooze under this. Tippy, please don't be ugly to Sally. And if you wanted to, you could paint a circle in the middle. If you had a larger stencil with a circle, you could lay it in the middle and make a sun. But I want to do a little teeny acrylic painting because I came across artist trading card blanks that are made of canvas and they just have a pull off back to I'm going to overlap these so I can just peel and stick it into my journal. Don't ask me where I got them from because I have no idea. They've been in my stash and I came across them and I said, oh, I'll use those. But if you've got mixed media paper, you could do a little acrylic painting on those, on that. So we might do that next. I might do a little acrylic painting. Just add a little bit of color to the background here. And you wouldn't have to go all the way around. If, say, you wanted just to add a little bit of this here and there, you could just pick it up and move it over and, you know, have it so it's not in a circle. See, like I could move this back a little bit like that and do some right here. So it fills it in. like that. Maybe do this up here. The important thing is you're recycling and you have something that's portable. There you go. And it just kind of fills it up. All right. So that was the stencil idea. So we can click that off our list. I told y'all to think about a word that would describe your, sorry, I've squeezed my finger too tight. Describe your week, because I got another book and I want to try to learn a new lettering technique, and I'll show the book here in just a sec. There's some of my magazine pages. So here's the book I ordered. I got it used off Amazon because, you know, as long as it still has all its pages, I can still use it. This one actually has some where somebody started to do the book, and they did the practice work. See, they've already done the practice work in it. But I figured maybe we could do one of these letters, this lettering. So if you think about your week, what kind, Teresa came up with hopeful. Does anybody else have a word that just kind of describes their week? For me, it would be rain. That's all I've had all week long is rain and more rain and more rain. But I don't think that's the word I'm going to use. So I'm just going to do this and open and see what we come up with. Okay. So we're going to do this kind of shadow lettering. So I'm going to practice on my drop cloth. I don't know if I will do the fancy bits. I know that's the one Mary would probably do, where they add the little bits to it. I mean, we can try. Which one do y'all want to do? The one that looks like handwriting, just flat out letters, or a fancy lettering? Staycation, that's a good one. Energetic, that's good. Stressful, I hear you on that one. And hello, Tippy. Buddy, you're going to have to go out on the porch because this is not going to work. What? You want to see you. Okay, guys. Tippy says he's got to have his moment. All right, say hi to everybody, and then I'm going to put you on the porch. Smoke. I heard y'all have a bunch of fire. Grateful, staycation. Ann's got grateful too. Energetic. Start with the plain lettering. All right, Teresa. All right, Tippy, you're going to have to go play on the porch while I do this, okay? So let me go put him out there, and I'll be right back. Yes, you're going on the porch. Come here. Oh, I know, buddy. And I'm just going to use pencil to get started. I just figured I'd practice on the drop cloth, but you know what? You might not be able to see it. I've got another piece of drawing paper. That's something I forgot to add to your list of things to bring was just a little like 3x4 piece of drawing paper because we're going to do some doodles too. All right, so the plain one, all of the letters on the plain one have additional things. So let's see, which word do we want to do? Let's do Sherry's smoke first. So you've got to make your letters so they are open. So for an S, it looks like you'd come down like this. That's not a very good curve there. That's why I say practice on another piece of paper before you go at it. And then this would come down. And they add like a little leg to these. And then come down. And then do the part back here. And see, I messed up because, let's do this. Bring this down here. That's why you practice. Practice, practice, practice. Because practice is perfect. So that's my S. It's not perfect, that's for sure. I'm not going to get any points for my lettering. And I'm just doing this real big so you guys can see it. So what I learned right there is start with the inside lines first. Then you won't mess up like I did. See, I don't have enough control. Do the inside line. And then do your outside line. All right. Some of these I don't have anything to really go by. So some of them I'm making up as I go along. All right. Even the plain letters, they have added stuff to the bits. So like that. So you end up, oops, hang on. You end up with something like that has all these little nodules that stick out, and you won't have this line that comes in the middle of the K. That would be open. And I would imagine if you had a grid that you could follow, you'd get much squarer shapes. Your hubby does 3 lines and turns it into an S. That makes sense. S's are hard too. This is the plain lettering in here, Cheryl. I mean, if you wanted to do really plain, you just do the S shape, which we've done before. And I'm just using Sherry's word because it's got the fewest letters. So you might want to practice. So if you wanted to step back to real plain lettering, then you could add the darker areas like this and just Do something to the part that you create. Darken it in that area. And just, if you wanted it real plain, just make each line, for the most part, a double line, and then color in a section. But you've got to decide how you want it to be. Like that. I just know a lot of people had fun learning some lettering. So I thought, we can do that. And I know that Barb Owen has done some lettering where she's done some shading values and that kind of thing on some of her older videos. This one I'm just going to make the whole thing dark, but you wouldn't have to. You could choose a different section. And maybe just the back of the E and color it in. Something like that. Okay, Cheryl, we'll be here. But on these here, they're showing where they've added shadow on like the inside portions. After you get the double, then you would add another line and shade it in, which would give your letters some dimension so it looks like they're standing up. Does that make sense? It looks like they've got some depth. And this is something I would say just practice, 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 because you're not going to get any better at it until you try. And they actually have this coming around like that. But see, Nettie's husband, he does lettering for a living. So she's got an inside track. She could get private lessons, I bet. For free. Let's see here. So if you draw at an angle like this, draw an angle out, bring it up. Draw an angle out, out, over. Draw a line out. Color this in here. And under here, and I didn't mean to get in the section right here. And then they've colored in this part here. Like that. Hi, Brenda. And then the O's, again on the inside, and they show so basically you're just adding dimension to your letters. And if you look up, I wonder what they would call this. Let me see if they give it a name, and maybe you could look up some practice sheets somewhere here on the internet. Let me see. Brush style script. transform the look and feel of any lettering style by adding shadows. Also try using swooping flourishes for accents of your vintage design. So if we were going to add some depth to this, I think we would do like this. And maybe like this. So that looks like it's come out that way. Nettie's husband's probably cringing as I'm doing this. All you can do is play with it. If it doesn't look right, if the shading doesn't look right to you, erase it. Have an eraser on the back of the pencil. This is something I would definitely have to practice a lot to get it to be anywhere close to perfect. Because what you're doing is you're taking your flat letters and giving them dimensions so they look like they're standing up. I actually kind of like how they look. All right. So if you come out from an angle there and there, you could make a block shape there. This is not as easy as it looks like it could be. Yeah, like I said, you're going to have to practice this because you can watch me struggling and know that it's a trick to figure out where you need to go. But like Nettie was saying, her husband would draw, a variety of different lines to come up with the shape he needed to get the lettering to look like it has dimension. So I don't think that's horrible, but I think with additional practice, I would improve. So let me see. And I'll tell you this book here. I got it, like I said, a used copy. So I didn't pay hardly anything for this book. Because, a lot of times you can get books through Goodwill, through Amazon. Always click that like new or used selection because you can save a bunch of money. But this is called The Great Big Book of Amazing Creative Lettering. And it's got so many different ones in it. And, if you added little flourishes like the ice cream shop and they added those 1950s snow or starburst to it. Yeah, and see on this one, if you look, this is what Nettie was talking about, I bet. See how there's guidelines that they put? I don't know if you can see it. There's faint little lines that they've put down to give them help. So let's see if I can do, I'm just going to do rain to describe my week. So I'll do rain. So they put, I'm just going to use the width of this ruler, put 2 lines down, and use that to limit. So my letters will all be the same height. And if I wanted to, I could make the same width there, and then maybe give myself a little bit of a space and draw some more lines, give myself some guidelines. and try to make my spacing about the same. RAIN. Because that's been my week. All right. I did these darker than I normally would, just so you guys can see. And if we wanted to, we could divide that in half, which I think that's 1 inch. So if I put a little mark at a half, give yourself some guidelines. And I'm doing my word only 1 inch tall because that's probably about the only space I'm going to have in my book. So give yourself some guidelines. This one I think I'll put in as a dotted line so it'll be easier for me to erase. And I don't really need to go all the way to the end. So it kind of looks like the paper we used in kindergarten, okay? So I'm going to make some fat, chunky letters, and I'm going to come in a ways here to see if I can do better with some guidelines. I'm going to make my A have a fat head here, and then come down to the corner. And then maybe put the line dark there and go down to the bottom. And down to the bottom. And then do a little triangle at the top. I don't know if this will be fit for anything or not, but we're going to try. I'm just trying. All you can ever do is try. And the only way you'll improve is to try again and again and again. Looks like I needed to give myself some more guidelines. All right. So if I do just the letter N, all right, and then I add to the letter N, I can get my top. And then I'm going to bring this down a little bit. All right. All right, so I've got the word rain. Rain is down. So now I'm going, let's see, I need to make this one I need it to have more things to it. To make it look like a fat letter. There we go. So now I want to add the lines that are going to turn it into something more dimensional. So let's see. I think I'm going to draw a line out at an angle there and come around like that. And then maybe come back this way. Kind of looks funny right now. That don't look right, does it? That doesn't look right at all. Let's see, maybe it's too fat this way. Or maybe I didn't need, this is where you're learning. Am I a professional lettering person? No. So if you're looking for somebody that's a professional, go ask Nettie's husband. I think I'll erase this under here. Just keep playing with it until you get something that you find acceptable. I'm going to leave that alone before I make it worse. This is definitely something you have to practice. Practice. Practice and practice and practice and practice until you're blue in the face. I don't know if that looks right or not, but we're going to go with it because that's what we're going to do. This is the first time I've ever done these letters, so all right. Trying to be patient with myself, but I feel like I should know how to do it. Yes, I'm one of those people. Why can't it just come easy? Because you haven't practiced enough. That's why. I think I'm going to go grab. So there's my rain. It's not too bad. Hi, Candy. But this is something you need to look up alphabets and just try to do them. Look at them, see how they're done, and then just practice. You might want to just get you a notebook for lettering if you want to get deep into it, and just practice and practice and practice this lettering until you get something that pleases you. Let me grab my super tips. I'm going to have all my supplies over here in the now, can I find the super tip? Because a certain feline dumped them the other day. There we go. Howard decided he needed more room on my pen station, and I heard a crash, and there was pens, and I'm surprised none of the glass broke. Yeah, there you go. Ann says just search 3D lettering on YouTube. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are a pro at this. I just wanted to share a different lettering technique and then let y'all go expand on it because I'm no pro. And because it's rain, I'm going to use a couple shades of blue on here. Or maybe 3 shades. We'll see. Let's do the 2 shades of blue. I'll use this for the actual letters. So if I put this on here. And for anybody that doesn't know, we have Craft and Chat at 7:30 tonight in Phibbsville. That's what I was going to say earlier, and I got sidetracked. And after you add some color, you could probably come in and doodle in black and white. I mean, you could take your lettering any way, which way you want to. And what I will do after I get this all colored in is I'm going to erase the pencil lines. And I'll cut this out and I will put it somewhere on my page for today that we learned to do a little bit of stenciling, not stenciling, and lettering. Because I know I'm not the only one that likes to have some different things. Each week, I'm trying to find something a little different for us to learn. I'm excited about our next time for art swap because I have an idea and it will use something I bought thrifting. And I can't wait to do it. I told Scott I want to go thrifting again, but out of town. But now we're having second thoughts because things are getting weird again. I don't think these are horrible. I think I did okay. I don't think I'll get paid the big bucks to paint on somebody's door, but I don't think it's too bad. Okay, then will be my shadow. Oh, Teresa had to go. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy the fam. We've got a big birthday party for my mom later in August. Her birthday's about the same day as our Mary's. So even though we've been going vegan here in our house, I'm going to make the hot dog chili just so it's good. Not out of a can because they're going to make hamburgers and hot dogs. Sorry, I go quiet when I'm trying to stay in the lines, but it's not going very well here. Close enough, though. That's not too horribly bad. Now, if I take and get rid of these lines. Oh, it's delicious, Anne. You'll love it. All right, let's see if I can erase these lines now. Sorry if I'm jiggling, you guys. That's why you should put your guidelines on as light as you can. Ow, I hit that finger. Oh, sorry. It's very owie. I'm not going to worry about getting them too far down because I'm going to cut my word out. It's going to take me all evening just to clean up my mess I've made over here. It's not too bad. Yeah, please think of everybody in Canada in the fires because y'all are dealing with a ton of smoke. And I think some of it's floated into the northern states, hasn't it? That's fine, Mary. I know you've got things in the evening, that you have to with, put it that way. Let's see, will this black work? So now if I take black and I just go around my letters, it's dry. Some of these markers are ancient. Hang on, let me. Maybe a Posca pen. Posca or a micron pen probably would work. Gina was showing she's redoing all of her pens, and she made a bunch of storage for her pens and drawers for other things. And then she made a sorting tray for doing the little paper clusters. She did like a bin out of poster board with all these little sections, and she sorted it by like book pages and little images and stickers and that kind of thing. So she could just go and pull like that. I thought that was the coolest idea. Yeah, I'm going to need to do something else because I keep bumping my finger and it's not pleasant right now. If it doesn't start healing and quit hurting soon, I'm going to go see my nurse practitioner and see if I need an antibiotic to clear up the infection. I just can't believe how bad it hurts. And you wouldn't think your cuticles would be that painful, but when you jab a stencil corner into your cuticle, it does make it quite painful. Might as well use rain because it describes my week, this past week. And if I wanted to, I could, like in the darker blue, I could put lines or dots or something. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to cut this out with scissors because it's at an angle anyway. I ought to color that in and send it to Sherry. Sherry, you want me to send you the smoke or do you have enough? I can mail it to you. There we go. There's my rain. I did my word. So that's the word. And we did our stencil. And I've used it already. And then I told y'all to have, let me go see what I told y'all to have because I don't want to get too far off what we're doing. I couldn't find my handwritten list, so I had to print off. Let's see. We need to do an artist trading card of something. I might just do an umbrella because that describes my week. We did the packaging. We did our single word. And I've got some images from a magazine. So I want to use this. It says, "You are so much sunshine in every square inch," in the hopes that the rain will just bugger off and go away. And I had some other images. Oh, I wanted to use some of this yellow. I thought I had one more. Yeah, I had more. Where's my images? I'm trying to pull my stuff together. Oh, there he is. That's what I wanted to do my picture of, because I wanted to share a childhood memory somewhere on here. Because see, there's the image that somebody sent me. I think it was Rose. And that's me in a wash tub, very much like the one in the picture. So I think I was about 3 or 4 there. So I thought I'd do a little painting of just a little girl in a tub. And I was going to do it on this canvas that's on a sticker. And I've got this for next week. So I'm going to set my magazine images aside. I just wanted to use some of these. This is was an ad from Edward Jones, our investment group. So thought I'd do a little acrylic painting on here. Oh, and I have one of my sayings that says, "Here comes the sun." So I'm hoping the rain, I'm going to put the rain on one side and the sun on the other, and hope that really does describe the week. The only other thing we need to do besides our ATC is some summer doodles on a little piece of drawing paper. So you just need a little piece of drawing paper. I cut this at 3 by 4.5. We might can trim it smaller. But I was thinking of making little 1-inch square cubes and just do a little doodle in each little cube. So we could probably get 6 little cubes on here with a little bit of a space in between each one. So if we like came in, I'm jumping all over the place, I'm sorry. So on the 3-inch side, come in, mark at 1/4, then mark at 1 1/4, and then skip 1/4, and then do 1, 2, 3, and then mark at 2 1/2. We could always trim that down, or we could just leave it. So mark at 1 1/4 and 1 1/4, at 1/4, at 1 1/4, and 1 1/2, and then 2 1/2. These are not going to be perfect because I'm doing this quickly. Let's go ahead and do this first, and then we'll do our ATC, because I'm already on this. So 1/4 inch, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, and 3 3/4. 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, and 3 3/4. We can trim off what's too fat here. Just to make it like a little teeny framed up thing here. So we have little 1-inch cubes here. I'm just going to eyeball it so I end up with a 1/4 inch on these other two sides. Not too bad. All right, now we're going to have 6 very tiny little boxes to fill with things that remind you of summer. So I'm going to sketch them with pencil, and I was thinking we could color them with colored pencils or something, just to have us a little doodly page if we want to, or we can leave them just as pencil sketches. So let's see what time we have. I do want to do that little painting. So when you think of summer, what do you guys think of when you think of summer? And I'll just doodle some of them. I won't be able to doodle everything everybody lists off. And I'll write them on the drop paper. What would be a summer doodle that would look cute in a little, like, handmade film strip here? Stencil a word, and then an ATC, and then some little summer doodles. So I think watermelon, sprinklers, flowers. Oh, a sand pail. That's a good one, Anne. Sand pail. Lemons, watermelons, lemons, basil, popsicles, strawberries. It's almost looking like we could do just all fruits for the most part if we only do 6. Ice cream, sunshine, sun, beach, beach umbrella, I think that'll get us going. Mosquito. Violet, this is supposed to be fun. And for us, bullfrogs, because the mosquito factory behind the garage has massive. One night I ought to go live and just sit on the porch so y'all can hear those frogs. Ooh, a sand castle. See, I like Candy's answers better, Violet. Yeah, I laughed. And we talked about laughing yesterday, didn't we? How laughing is important. All right, so I'm going to start drawing some of these. Let's see. Let's do a sand pail because that would be pretty easy to do. Sand pail is bigger at the top than it is at the bottom. So 2 ovals, and then just draw diagonal lines. And then it needs one of those funny little handles. You have a round circle, and it comes up and over, and up and over. And then everywhere I've crossed, I'll erase that out. All right. And we wouldn't necessarily see the other side of the bottom like that. I just have to put the oval there to get the size. And let's see, could put a little bit of sand next to it. And I put the super tips back, but I think I'll go get the sand. I'll go get the sand. I'm going to go get the sand. I'm going to go get the markers back. I'll just do them in markers. It'll go right through this drawing paper, but we're going to glue it down anyway, so that's not going to matter. What color bucket? Ann said the bucket. What color bucket should we do? Yellow, red, green, blue? What color should our bucket be? While you all decide on the bucket color, I'm going to do some sand. I just saw the brown super tip. This is not a super tip. But we can do some little dots like this. Maybe some little dots. Red and blue. Okay. Red and blue bucket. Red and blue. Put some sand in our bucket. Just some little dots. It kind of looks like sand. And then we need some light blue in the background. This isn't water. This isn't watercolor paper either, so I don't know what kind of result I'll get. I'm going to be bad and pull out the watercolor crayons. Just to give me some blue in the background here. If I put just some little lines here. Hi, Kendra. Too wet. No, I know these are supposed to be just little doodles. They're not supposed to be, you know, all painted up and all, but once I start going in a direction, I just keep going. There we go. And then we'll let that dry, and then I'll outline the bucket and it'll come back too. So now what else did we have? Well, we're at the beach. So if we do one of those beach umbrellas over here, have this come up out of the sand. We'll have sand here again. Well, my pole's not where my umbrella is, that's for sure. Let's see here. All right. So what color is this umbrella going to be? What color do we want the umbrella to be? Oh, you're saying a corner to corner shawl. Cool. So you're starting and just going big until you get to the size, so then you won't be reducing any. That all you have to do the blanket is start reducing. When you get the corner to corner, then you start reducing each row. All right, let's see. Well, in the picture that Candy put up, she did red and white. Not red and white, blue and white. But if we carry on with the theme, oh, cool. I'd love to see it, Mary. I think I'm going to keep up with the kind of color theme we got going here. And then the pole will be kind of a brown. Maybe the cap will be yellow just to up here. Make this yellow or orange or whatever this color is turning out to be. And then we'll do the little dots for sand down here again. And then maybe color in the back side of this. I'm just going to use the scribble stick and pick up some color and just put a little blue in the background. You got to have blue at the beach. Right. Okay, I'll have to look that up. Whispering Arrows shawl. I'll do like Anne and write it on my drop paper. Whispering Angels shawl. All right, so now we did the beach umbrella and we did a sand pail. Oh, you could, Mary, and use crochet cotton. Or are you knitting? I missed it. Are you crocheting or knitting? I think you're crocheting. Yes, crocheting. Yeah, you could do that with, just as an example, you could do a little stuff. Shawl out of, you know what I'm talking about, the thread. Oh, my Lord. Words. All right, let's do an ice cream cone. And then they have this. And it's rounded at the bottom here. And then you do round glob this way. Oh, like that. Like that. Like that. And then this has the, I don't know what you call that, where the ice cream cone looks like it's divided off into little squares. And then the top portion of it has some company name in it, I think. We'll just do that. So do we want vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry? You got your Happy Mail. Anybody that's participating in the summer journals, I have 9 people's names, and I've sent them all a little something that they can use in their journals or in something else. But I just wanted to send out little thank you gifts for playing along. If I don't already have your name, I won't know what to send to whom. So if you're participating, if you will private message me, that would be awesome. All right, you guys, is this ice cream cone chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate or vanilla? While y'all decide, I'll do the cone. Here for us is a year-round thing with Zestos. We can get ice cream cone any time of year. That's a good and a bad thing for us being back down here. We'll just do a shadow over here of our ice cream cone. Maybe make it come up under there. I'm thinking a chocolate and vanilla twist. All right. Well, I didn't do too good on the twist, Mary. Oh, I know what I can do. Okay, Cheryl, that's fine. There we go. It doesn't look like much right now, but it's all good. Let's put a little blue around it just so it's got a little bit of sunshine sitting there waiting to eat your ice cream in the sunshine. And again, these are supposed to be just simple pencil sketches, but I can't stay away from color. But there's my ice cream cone. And the pail and the umbrella. So we did the ice cream. Let's do a watermelon slice. All right. And yeah, I need to do a grocery order myself or go grocery shopping in the next day or so. I've just been putting it off. All right. All right. There's the ice cream cone and a watermelon too. What's Kimberly up to? Oh, they messed yours up. I've been kind of fortunate so far. They haven't done too badly. And now I'm not even caring if it goes outside the lines much. All right, watermelon. So this will be Violet's lemons. you take this and do just a little line. We have the edge of our glass. Hi, Joy. Joy is eating watermelon. Again, this is not watercolor paper, so it's not liking the addition of the water. I could actually put this through my sticker machine and then cut them back out and just stick them on the page randomly in just the little squares if I wanted to. All right, so that was the lemons. We made lemonade. Last one. Oh, Crafty Kitty. Okay. Hi, Crafty Kitty, Joy. Let's just do a sunshine here. Good day, sunshine. All right. And if I had the refill in my Xyron that actually laminated these as well as turned them into stickers, that would be so awesome. All right, so there's my little doodles of summertime doodles. It needs to dry. And I want to do a little acrylic painting now. Let me get these. I'm really tempted to just keep them here until we're done because it seems like every time I put them back, I'm having to go back and get them. So I'm just going to do a little wash tub. My grandma had this old metal wash tub and she used it like a clothes basket. And that's what she carried the clothes to the line. And what I filled up with water and played in when I was little. And the canvas does not like the eraser. And on her wash tub, I can look at my picture here. It had these great big handles that were like a big, almost like a belt buckle. And they had a little strip of metal that went up and over them, but they were free to, when you lifted it up, it would lift the handle up. And then just below the handle, there was a ring that went around the barrel, around the basket. And then it had all these other little rings pressed into the side of it. So if I just put, let's see, put these on here. Wonder what happened to my grandmother's barrel. And it had like these little, almost like a shell pattern at the bottom. It was quite ornate for being a galvanized pan. I mean, and it had a rim on it. It had a little rim around the top of it. I can almost feel that in my hands. Isn't that funny? Just the thought of that. Then I don't know what luck I'll have drawing myself in there, but Mary, you're better at this than I am. Then my little hand was here. I think my arm was bigger than that. And it looks like I had the, I don't know what. I had my hand on the other side. I've made myself too big. That is the other side of it. Let's make myself smaller. And I had all these little curls. Real like Blondie. I was called Blondie by the milkman. I suck at this. Well, let's just paint the barrel and never mind me. Maybe I'll do better if I just put it in with paint. I've got more of these if I mess this up. I just don't practice enough, I guess. Well, I just got to be willing to practice. Okie day, Mary. She's probably gone already. So I've enjoyed seeing everybody's pages that's participating. I'm glad there's been a good interest in it. I just thought it would be fun to have a project that we were all working on. Like Mary said, it's something we can work on together. And I am horrible with long-term commitments. The only thing I've been really successful at is my marriage. When it comes to completing projects and stuff like that, yeah. I did okay when I was working, but now it's like I don't want to answer to anybody, you know? It's I got out way too much paint. I figure I can come back in and add things with my paint pen. So this doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I know where things were, so just not liking the black paint as much as I thought I would. So we'll just make it look like a big silver tub for right now, and I'll come back and fill it in better later. And then there's over here, and then over in here, there was more of the wash tub showing. All right. Yeah, the tub looks great. Oh. See if I can mess up the rest of it. I had one of those halter type bathing suits on, you know, that would go up around your neck and then your whole back was open. And it had, I can remember it. It had the bottoms were white and the halter part of it was a navy blue, and it had a big yellow sunflower on the front of it. Hi, Deborah. Oh, way too much. Oh, boy. I'm going to need to get my canvas over here so I can use up some of this that I squirted too much out of. If I just leave it as a faceless thing here, it'll be better. You know what I'm leaning toward? Just don't even try to put my face on. Just do like it's just a little girl in a wash tub. That'd be good enough. I don't need a face. I'm just not feeling it today. So there. That's how I'll deal with that. And I'll have a lot more hair than I actually did, too. There we go. All right, let me see. Be right back. Oh, that's awesome, Joy. way I went for grass green, and that's really green. I'm sure you feel better. Our doctors want us both to lose at least 50 pounds. This canvas with the sticker on the back is hard to deal with once it starts getting a little moisture because it curls and curls and curls. But then when you get it done and you stick it down, it sticks pretty good. My little girl's got a sunburn here. The more I try to fix it, the worse it gets. I need to stop and walk away. She's one step away from the trash can, you guys. At this rate, I'll still be on at 7:30 trying to fix this kid. Oh well. Ah, yeah, the hormone thing. I know what you mean. That belly fat's is what they always tell us that we should worry about because, that's a sign that heart disease is a problem. But I know what you mean. See how it curls? This is... But if you get water on it and then you pick up some paint, it wicks out really good. I'm going to call her good enough and just add her to the page as a try. Maybe I'll work on a picture of myself in the little tub. All right, she needs to dry. That's as good as she's going to get. I don't think she's... I know, Mary, I'm trying to be patient with myself, but sometimes I just... If something's not going, it's just not going, and I need to try not to force it. The more I force it, the worse it gets. There, I stuck myself back on the refrigerator. I can go there for timeout. I put myself in timeout. Anyhow, I've got this thing here somewhere that I've been putting spare paint on. Or I put it up there that time, didn't I? It's time to do a major cleanup again. I can tell you that, honest to goodness. It is time to do a cleanup. All right. My little girl. I think I've got all the components I need to put this page together. Got my word. Let's spread this out and see what y'all are chatting. And I'll put this on here. This is going to be a background for mandalas eventually. Maybe I can pick that up with a paintbrush better in the middle. One of these is fairly big. Well, Scott and I have decided we're following a mostly vegetarian diet using that cookbook that I can't say enough about because, quite frankly, everything we've tried has been so good. And that's the Forks Over Knives. And about the only time we get meat now is if we eat out somewhere, which is not very often. I know this looks hideous with all these neutrals, but I'm not going to waste the paint. And we've lost a little weight, but not nearly what we need to lose to make the doctors happy, that's for sure. I've got blood work on, when is that? The 4th of August. So I guess I'll find out then how well I'm doing. So let's just play with brush strokes here and just add just swipey little brush strokes and leave them alone. And we've got yellows here to use up. Now it's green because I mixed green with it. I really want to get my hair cut. but I really don't want to go to a salon to do it. So I'm fighting the urge to get Scott to do some crazy haircut. He's gotten to where all he does now is he just shaves his head. I was like, well, I don't think I'm quite there yet, but looks like I'll have a background for a mandala here shortly. All right. Got to use up this paint. I shouldn't have got so much out. All right, so now we'll use the knife. Some of these have dried in here. Oh, that blue. I wasted some blue. All right, I'm going to move my little weird little girl. I'll take this and just swipe it down the page. That's not a bad background for a mandala to live on, but especially if I make it super colorful. And we'll just pick this up, set it somewhere to dry just like that, and I'll do a mandala on it later, not right away. And that used up my extra paint. And let's put our pages together, and I'll sign off here, and we'll meet back in Phibbsville anytime 7:30 p.m. Eastern and after. Okay, so you don't have to be there right at 7:30, but I would encourage anybody that's been feeling lonely that's in Phibbsville, come hang out with us. Look, I got some blue on her. Blue on my blue lady. It's all right. All right, so here's my pages. Here's my little girl. Here's my word rain. Oh, it barely fits. I might go ahead and use the little kids. I definitely want to use these two pictures because that includes some of our. We didn't use the flowers, though. Maybe I'll put the flowers with me over here. And I was thinking, this says, "Here comes the sun." What if I use this on here somehow? Let's cut this ad out here. Okay. I'll just cut that out and use it on that top corner. Oh, and I needed to bring the small punch back over here. So I can punch my holes back in my page, and then these I can hold on to and use on something else. So if I put the "Here Comes the Sun" on that. And these were some of those little sayings we made in blue. And the little paper punch, put it that way. her over here because it doesn't want to do that. All right, I definitely want this piece here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down so that it can be setting. This right here, I'm thinking about cutting it apart so that I can mount the little squares. It's a little bit bigger than an ATC. I won't forget them. Don't be afraid to make your own stencils and stamps. I mean, you can make stamps from craft foam. Just cut out shapes and glue it onto a piece of cardboard, and you can make a lot of really cool stamps that way. I'm using just the glue wall. This is a really thick. In fact, if you had some of these mailers that you get in that are kind of thick, you can punch shapes out of those and turn them into stencil. And the more that you use them, the more that they'll get thicker. All right, let's let that set up. So my week started with rain, which I almost made my word too big. And then it went on and got better. So I've got this, you are so much sunshine in every square inch. So I was thinking I would put that saying with my little inch squares. I'm not doing too good at cutting. It's not too easy to cut when your finger hurts. Let's see if I can cut off all the little. There's a dotted line around the edge I want to cut off. And this will do better in the sticker maker. So if I put this here, or toward the middle maybe, by the holes, I could put my 1-inch squares, cut them out, put them up through here. Linda! Linda McAllister's in the house. I'm going to run some things Xyron and turn them into stickers. All right, the little canvas I did will not need to go through here to be made into a sticker because it's already a sticker. Oh, I wasted some. Oh, not going to worry about it right now. Yeah. Oh, my little inchies. Oh, well. They crumpled in the sticker maker. That's a bummer. All right, so I got this little girl. Let's put my rain there. Here comes the sun. Oh, who's calling? Joy is calling. Well, I can't answer during a live. Sorry. Let's see here. The room opens at 7:30. FYI. Now, I hate that this got messed up, but we're gonna use them because we painted them. We might as well use them. Maybe I can stretch it flat. I don't know. The supplies are on the community tab. They're in Evansville. They're in Aunt Beck's Creations. I've got the list right here. It wasn't a very long list. A piece of packaging that you can use, put into a stencil like we did here. Think of a single word that describes your week. Summer doodles, that's what I'm cutting out right now as you make some doodles. Blank ATC, which I painted the little girl. And then summer images from a magazine. And I just got this quote and those lemons. And then these flowers. I don't know if I can stretch and fix those or not. I don't think I can, but. I'm going to get lunch in between now and when I open the room, but I'll open the room at 7:30. Okay, let's put this together, shall we? And you can always, if you end up with extra space on your pages, take some time and just doodle in the areas, or if you want to take a pen and then just journal something. Now, next week, we are going to create a pocket so that you can write about your day on a piece of paper, fold it up, and slide it in the pocket. We will make a pocket next week. So you'll need materials to make a pocket. It can be pretty printed scrapbook paper. It can be painty paper. It can be just cardstock that you can decorate with something else. And that's as far as I've thought about next week. I'm going to turn this upside down just so that I can deal with this magazine picture real quick. That's the bad thing about the Xyron is I find that magazines don't always come free as easy as something a little bit more stable. Oh dear. All right, come on, fingers. All right, so there's that magazine. Plus, I need time to clean up this mess I've just created. Here comes the sun. We want to bring that over here. Oh, you know something we need to do before we get too far? Let's put our holes back so we can see where they are on the side we're working on. I have a playlist that has all these videos on my channel page. There's under playlists, you can find everything we've made so far. You are so much sunshine in every square inch. So we'll put these square inches all the way up the page, which I think that looks cute. I like that idea of creating the squares. Look at this. They just fit too. Look at that. That is so cool. I've impressed myself. That's pretty good. Then I got these lemons. I was thinking I might put the lemons up here. You're welcome, Ann. Hi, Vanessa. We are finishing up our journal page for that day. Yes, Linda, the room in Phibbsville, you can be on video, or if you want to have just your icon up, you can. But it's usually only like 6 of us in there is the max we've ever had in there. So it's kind of a nice, cozy little room, and they are a lot of fun. But you choose whether you want to be visible or not. You can turn your mic and or your camera off. But you do have to be a member of Phibbsville to get into the room. Right. Now I got to get the paper off all these so I can put them in here. We talked about this yesterday in the crafting chat that we had in my room, that sometimes this backing paper is a royal pain in the fanny. Okay. And you could do these all wonky, back and forth up the page. I might put the sunshine at the top because it says here comes the sun. Put the sun up there. Lemonade. All right. Or if you want to just show your table, you can do that. We do that sometimes when we're all working on something because somebody we know named Violet, Violet likes to see what everybody's doing. So usually we'll start the chat off with everybody doing face-to-face chit chat. And then some of us will put it down at the table so everybody can see what we're working on. I wanted this journal to be a lot about different techniques that you could look back on and say, oh, we made that stencil out of a piece of recycled packaging, or we learned to do lettering. I want to learn some new lettering and then go look up lettering on the internet. I want to take the basic idea and then just run with it and then make up some journaling ideas of your own that maybe you could share in a video on your channel or in a group. Or if you come across something on the internet that was sparked by something we did in here, feel free to share it, and everybody else can go look too. Let me see if this will help better. I've got to get reset over on my craft table too. I just set up over here because I needed the bigger table to lay fabric out yesterday. And that craft and chat was just in my little group, and I think it was just Nettie and Violet and I, but we had a good time. But it was very impromptu. And this is something anybody, if you're lonely and you're in a group, you can just start a room. Anybody can start a room and send an invite to some people. Like, you choose who you want in the room. I mean, you can invite the whole group, or you can invite just a few people. If they're available, they could come and join your room. But if they're not available, then they won't be able to get there. But that's life. But if I'm free, really free, I'll come join the room for a while. Because I know it's hard where we can't get out and about and do stuff. And the rooms really have helped a lot of us with chatting and not feeling so all by ourselves. Oh, I really like how this looks with the little pictures. I'm glad I chose to do that today. I just wish my little girl in the tub looked better, but once I get her stuck down to the page, I might try to fix her with a paint pen, do a little here and there with a thin paint pen. Oh, we got to put a date on here too somewhere. Might leave some room at the top first. Maybe that's where I'll put the date up here. That's what I can do. I've got this pen. Today is July 21st, 2021. So I'll just put that right here. July 21, 2021. And don't be afraid to outline your other things. Since my little squares are outlined, I'm going to outline my magazine pictures too. And my Here Comes the Sun. And remember, you can use your washi tapes that you have to add borders or whatever. If you don't want to do outlining, you could have added washi tape around your pictures. You can use Stabilo All and make it more of a shadow by wetting it a little bit. And then if you wanted to, we could go to the outer edge of this, of all of our little squares, and outline them as well. So it has like a double frame look to it. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so there's one of my pages. I'll turn it so you guys can see it better. So there's that page. I keep putting it too far up. There we go. All right. All of the members were invited. It just goes out to all members. Now, if you want specific people, you can tell it who you want to invite specifically. You can tell it, no, don't invite everybody, invite such and such and such and such. Like if you're working on a project, like say, if Mary wanted to get a group together for the Time for Art hops, she could create a room that was just for the members that are going to be in the hop doing the videos or the live streams for you all, and we could get together and talk. I know Mary actually has a group just for those, and I think Mary could set up a room in there, but I'm not sure. But that would be a way we could get together and discuss the projects beforehand. I'm going to trim this down a little bit. You know, in case somebody wanted to do something specific, like Ann and I on one of the hops, she and I partnered up. So like Ann started the project and then I continued it. And that seemed to work out pretty good. So it's an idea of, you know, a future hop idea if we needed more discussion on a subject or whatever, or if we wanted to share our ideas so we could kind of work together and have it be a continuous project that had an end, that all of the videos would end with a project. I think you did that one time, Mary, didn't you? Where everybody did a different part of a journal, and at the end, everybody that completed the hop would have a journal. Oh, did I do that wrong? This is how my week started. This is how I'm hoping it'll end. So I think it's all right, except I've got paint or something down in this hole. That doesn't look right. I can't see out of it. Here we go. So this will be like this. Yeah. I just got to make sure this page stays right side up because that was last week. All right. I'm going to stick my little girl down in here that I painted. But I like the idea of putting the little black and white picture up there, put my little girl there, and maybe put some flowers in behind her. Okay, let me put the flowers in first. If you are not a member of Phibbsville and want to come to the chat, get to be a member, and I can go in and add you, and I'll double check and see if there's anybody that's been, you know, not been invited yet. That's what I can do. I can make sure everybody's been invited. But you could join right away, and then we could go from there. I'm going to put these little kids in here. I want to use this picture because it's in wash tub. I won't be surprised if that wash tub wasn't my great-grandmother's and my grandmother was just using it. They're so stinking cute. You found the rooms. Whoop, whoop. No, I didn't. Let me, where's my mouse? I've buried the mouse, you guys. Let me see. What did Heather say? Where is it? Was it a question for me that I missed? We'll have to verify that everybody's invited to the room. I'm pretty sure they have. Well, Anne has a room that opens at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I used to have a room on Friday, and we would open at 10 a.m., and then we wouldn't sign off until almost 5 p.m. So that gives you an idea of how long sometimes we get to chatting and hanging out. Uh, 7:30 p.m. tonight is in an hour and a half. Yes, and Ann has a room in her group. And does somebody want to go get Ann's group link so that people can find her group? Because you have to be a member of Ann's group to get in Ann's room in the morning. But like we were talking yesterday, that anybody can open a room at any time that they want to. If you want to have like a set time that you're going to have your room open, that might work better than just a random room. But you never know. Somebody might just need to talk and open a room, and we could all, who all would be available, could come in and chit chat and talk. See, this is that canvas back off, and it just sticks it down. And there I am, little tub. Now let's see if we can make it look a little better with paint pen. But see, I don't even have to doodle because I've got my stencil there, so I'll still see my little handmade stencil in the background. I've got the word. I need to outline all my pictures so it matches my other page. Real quick. I'll get this outlined and then I'll sign off. And if anybody wants to work on their pages in the room tonight, you can. That's usually what Mary does, is she works on her pages. And if you have ideas you would like to share with me, that maybe if you have an idea of something you wanted to learn, I could take the time to go and teach myself and then teach y'all. If it's something you would really like to learn. I'm really kind of trying to get my son, I'm trying to talk my son Greg into showing his tie-dye method. If anybody would be interested in that, he knows how to get the really bright colors that'll last and everything you need to do to make that happen. He doesn't like RIT dye. He uses a special dye, and there's soda ash, and I don't know what all else he uses to get the really pretty colors. I told him he needs to make some more t-shirts. He's got a bunch of plain white t-shirts that he needs to get made up. So, and if you wanted to tie your pages together, say put my pages back together, I could do a doodly border around both pages. I think I did that on the previous page. Yeah, see how I did a doodly border here on last week's pages? So see, you can pull it all together with a border. I had a lot of fun with last week's technique. That was a lot of fun. So I don't really have a lot of room to do, but you could come in here and just do a wavy line around it. This has got here, and then maybe. There we go. So that kind of gives me a little bit of a border. I do want to try to do something here. I don't know what. All right. If the mosquitoes won't carry me away out there, I would take the computer outside tonight. Let y'all hear the bullfrogs in the room. I'll just put my RAM on here. She's growing on me, Mary. Yeah, Mary can't make the Thursdays. After we finish this project, I'll close the Wednesday night room and I'm going to open the Friday morning again. And I might switch back to evenings, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the whole job situation. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through of the pages we've done so far in case somebody wants to go back and start from the beginning. I'm going to hold this because that girl is still wet. So what I've used is 5 inches by 7 inches, and it's recycled cardboard from the canned cat food. These come as dividers between the canned cat foods. And it can be 5'7" So mine are just slightly off from that actually, but I thought 5 by 7. So week 1, we did these 2 pages where you do color studies using magazine images and then go in your supplies and find paint, ink, washi tape, or whatever that are kind of in those colors and just put them down, write the color names by them if you had room. We had a quote for July, some colors for the 4th of July. It was 4th of July weekend. And then we did our ATC. Each week we do a little ATC or small picture to add to the page. And it looks like Tippy's contributed a white hair right there. So we'll just let him leave it there, I guess. Week 2, we did a hand-carved stamp. We did our quotes that we made our own quotes. And then we did something that the lady in the book that we started off with, she calls them card peeks, where you take a greeting card and you take maybe a section of the front of a greeting card and then copy it as your ATC. So that's what I did. This is off the front of a greeting card. And we included washi tape, some magazine words and images. And this was a hand-carved stamp and the leaves were a hand-carved stamp. And I had actually, here they are. So there's my leaves and there's my sunshine. So we did those in week 2. Week 3, which was last week, we did a copy of an image that was found in one of those free magazines that are guides that you can get. Like if you're traveling somewhere, you can request a guide. Well, this one was 101 Things to Do in South Carolina. And in it, the local artisan group had this image of all these, like it looked like splashes out from the center. So we just kind of copied that in our background. We did our ATC. And the saying I had was summer is a state of mind. So I did like a little Zen lady here. And then what was the other thing? Oh, we did the little film strips where you can go into a software program on your computer and create little film strips of like a clip of your week, like take pictures with your camera and then put them in a little film strip. These were all connected here and here. And then I just cut them apart because they wouldn't fit on the page. Now I could have changed the orientation of the pictures so they were flipped the other way. So I could have had my strip down the side of the page. All of that is you have to learn how to use the software on your computer. And then this is this week. So I want to thank you guys for hanging with me, and I hope everybody's still enjoying this project. And Mary, I think I will switch back to Friday mornings because I think that gave us a way to wrap up our week and come up with ideas for the next week. So after I'll switch back to Friday mornings and see what I can come up with for you guys for next week. I think we're learning a lot of different ways to express ourselves in an art journal. You can, even on these little pages, you can create so much art and slam it all into one place so that you can look back at it later. So we might carve another stamp next week. We are going to include a pocket on our page next week where you can tuck a little message to yourself. Maybe you want to write a message to your future self, write it away in there and then forget about it and find it and say, what's this? We might do that as something fun to do. So I'm going to come up with a list. I'll put it on my community tab of supplies needed. That usually happens Sundays. I'll put the supply list up. It also gets stuck in Fibsville and Aunt Beck's Creations. So we're going to do a pocket, carve another stamp, carve, stamp, and write a letter to ourselves or a note or something. The other thing is if you are participating and you are not one of the 9, I need to know because I'm going to die cut something for everybody that's participating and mail it to them. So I need to know how many to cut out. That's why I'm saying I have 9 people I mail to. So if you haven't let me know you're participating in this journal project, you need to let me know ASAP so I can cut out the item I have in mind to cut out for everybody that's participating. Now, I will see some of you at 7:30 and Fibsville. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you after a while. Bye, guys.